Hello everyone, welcome back to another video today, and this video is on the preview of the mega clash this week between Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea. Will Jose get a big victory over his former employees and end this Tottenham bad form, or will Thomas Tuchel finally get another victory and win over the Chelsea fans and cause more misery for Tottenham and really starting Chelsea's rise above the table? So let's straight away start this video. So let's start with Tottenham. Tottenham come into this fixture after two very disappointing losses for them. One against Liverpool, who were coming into it in a bad form, and one against Brighton, who haven't won at home for a long time, and they were comfortably beaten, and if not for lack of finishing boosts for Brighton, it could have been more. While Chelsea come into this with a morale boosting victory against Burnley and two clean sheets, and might look a bit of favourites in this fixture due to the bad form that Tottenham are coming into it. So now, this was about the recent results of the both teams. Now we move on to some stats when Chelsea collide with Tottenham, and this cannot be discussed until we discuss Marcus Alonso. Since signing for Chelsea, he has scored 3 goals against Tottenham Hotspur, while Son has only scored 2 goals against Chelsea, where one was an absolute sublime goal he scored against Mari Society Chelsea on their solo run. Jose Mourinho in his 12 encounters with Chelsea has only won 4 of them while drawing 7, and these includes all the Carabao Cup and every encounter he has faced. Now this was about the stats. Now we move on to the last 5 encounters between the side, and this season we saw a 0-0 draw where it was a good defensive display by both the sides, but sadly we all thought that these two sides can be the title contenders to Liverpool and City this year, but sadly they both dipped. While last year, Frank Lampard, who was a former Chelsea manager, did a fantastic job against Tottenham Hotspur, doing the double over them, beating them 2-1 at Stamford Bridge, while with a youthful side, comfortably beating them 0-2 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where most probably he ended their top 4 hopes that season. While under Maurizio Sarri, Chelsea were battered at Tottenham 3-1, where it could have been 7-1, 8-1. But at home, Chelsea beat them, and who can forget that Kieran Trippier own goal? And these are the last 5 results for both the sides in the Premier League. I'm only talking about the Premier League here. So this was about the last 5 encounters between the side. Now we move on to Tottenham Stats this season, the opponent Chelsea will face. So let's start with Tottenham Stats, and Tottenham have 33 points this season from 20 games, where they have won 9, drawn 6 and lost the other 5. Tottenham's 70% goals have come from Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. A big worry if you're a Tottenham fan and Jose Mourinho, that there's no other players who can score a goal. Well, Harry Kane is now injured, so that signifies a problem even more. They have scored 34 goals in the league, but have struggled for goals in the last 8 matches, where they have scored 10 goals in the last 8 games, where 3 came against highly attacking elite side and 3 against bottom side Sheffield United. Since the 2-0 victory against their arch rivals Arsenal, Tottenham have won just 2 games in their last 9 matches, while drawing 3 of them and losing the other 4, showing how they have went from title contenders to top 4 contenders. So this was about the Tottenham stats. Now we move on to injury news of both the sides. For Tottenham, it's really sad that Reguilon and Harry Kane are out. 2 players who are pivotal to what they want to do. Reguilon provides them the width and is a very attacking fullback along with Sergio Aurier, so it's a big miss. While Harry Kane is a player you can't talk about. Just not a proper striker. He can create, he can score, he can do anything. Along with his partnership with Heung-min Son is the one that will be remembered for decades. And this is a big miss. While Thomas Tuchel in his press conference made it clear that Kai Havertz and Kurt Zouma are out for this fixture because they might have taken a bit of injury in the training, while Hakim Ziyech might be back for this fixture, and N'Golo Kante, it looks like he will be back for this fixture, but I don't think he will be involved in this because of the lack of fitness and all the other things. So this was the injury news. Now we move on to how Chelsea will line up. So Thomas Tuchel can surprise anyone with his tactics. He really goes game by game, and right now Thomas Tuchel made it clear that I'm testing the players. So he will change it accordingly, but 2 players are certain to start: Edouard Mendy as a goalkeeper, Thiago Silva at the centre-back position, and then at the right it will be ever dependable captain Cesar Azpilicueta. At the left side will be Rudiger. Along with, I think it will be Alonso who will continue after the great form, and as a wing back, you can never underestimate Marcus Alonso. At the right, I think it will be a bit of surprise. I think Thomas Tuchel will surprise a lot of people, and with a good cameo Reece James showed against Burnley, and also that Chelsea will require to break the low block Tottenham Hotspur, and they will need crosses into the box. So Reece James will be at the right. Jorginho Kovacic will continue with Kante lacking a bit of fitness, and they both have been on a very good form since Tuchel has arrived. And then I think it will be Hudson-Odoi at the left this time, Hakim Ziyech at the right, and Olivier Giroud makes sense in this fixture to come. Remember the last time Chelsea played Tottenham and 0-0 draw? Everybody was saying, if Olivier Giroud was there, we'll convert one of those headers and we win that game. So Olivier Giroud will be involved in my opinion in this game. Now we move on to how Jose can line up, and I think Jose will surprise a lot of people. So how will Tottenham line up? In my opinion, Tottenham will line up with Hugo Lloris. He's going to be permanent there. I think Sergio Aurier will come back. I think many people are saying that Matt Doherty will play Sergio Aurier trouble when he stormed off after that Liverpool halftime talk. But Matt Doherty has been very poor, and Sergio Aurier in big games steps up for my opinion. And he is the one who can trouble Chelsea in some sort. So I think he'll go with Sergio Aurier. I think Mourinho will ditch the back three formation and will go with Alderweireld and Dyer for this game, with Ben Davies at the left. I think he will go with more protection with Højbjerg and Sissoko in the middle. Then Ndombele, Lamela, Moura and Son. I do not think he will play Gareth Bale because of Chelsea's counter-attacking threat and defensive work. So he will go with Lamela and Moura at the left. And sadly, Bergwijn, Bale will be dropped, and I can't see Vinicius playing with Jose Mourinho's record and how much he under-prefers young players in the big games. So Heung-min Son, Moura and Lamela at the top, with Lamela and Moura doing defensive work. And overall, team being defensive but very lethal on the counter. So this was how both teams line up. Now we move on to the final part of the video, and that is a prediction. Will Jose Mourinho surprise his former employees, or will Chelsea continue the momentum? So this is a very hard fixture to predict. In a tactical way, Tottenham are going to sit back in a low block. They will put everyone behind the ball and request Chelsea to have the ball, do whatever you want, and therefore Chelsea, it will be very important for Hakim Ziyech, Reece James, Hudson-Odoi to have a very good game, and Olivier Giroud to be present whenever some crosses are presented. Along with it will be important for Thiago Silva to be on his best, because if you have a player like Heung-min Son on the counter, you cannot take the team lightly. Overall, Heung-min Son is not going to be the focal point, so Tottenham will struggle to hold the ball. So expect Chelsea to have a lot of possession. But overall, Tottenham will sit back, and as we saw against Wolves, Jose will be very happy with a 0-0 draw. And therefore, I think it's going to be a very hard game, and that Brighton loss might have made Jose even more defensive. I think it's written in the wall for this fixture to have 0-0. My heart says that Chelsea is going to win this fixture 2-0 and we will climb up the table. But my brain says that this has a writing on the wall of a 0-0 draw, with Jose sitting back and enjoying a draw, while Thomas Tuchel is also satisfied that the team is slowly building momentum. So this was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching.